King James, LBJ, Chosen One, Ron Brown. The little emperor.
I've heard of the Akron Hammer. I've heard the Akron Hammer.
When?
It was
When?
definitely called that in high school, for sure.
Where's LeBronto? Like, that's a real thing.
That's facts. That's facts.
I vote for removing the little emperor in favor of LeBronto.
All right.
So why is... I have another
That sounds
question.
disgusting.
I have another question. Why is Michael Jordan's one of his nicknames Captain Marvel, like the female superhero?
Because that was his first ever nickname. We covered this in MJ's rookie season, if you were there.
Technically, I was.
You were there.
Well, it was like 7 months ago, guys.
But that was MJ's first ever nickname, and he hated it. But
Makes sense.
outside of Mr. June, I've heard him called all these things.
Well, the real reason, Mr. June is weird. Oh, I mean, it makes sense. Cause
It's like what they did in baseball.
He never lost in June. But the reason he was really called Captain Marvel is because he's a bitch.
That's what I was gonna say. If I was him, I'd be like, "Excuse me, my name's not Carol fucking Danvers, all right?"
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And when did that comic start?
I have no idea.
Oh, way before Jordan.
Really?
Probably. Comic books are fucking old.
Yeah, they're very old. But the Black Cat and Black Jesus literally were names made by fucking this dude. Good shooting guard in that same era. Probably the second best of that time.
Late 1930s. Yeah, she was first. Kind of confusing. You're right.
Yeah. Wait, go back. Oh, no, forget it. Don't go back.
Yeah.
Reggie Miller made a Black Cat and Black Jesus. All right, let's go. All right. Who? Apex greatest team. What we doing out here? Hey,
all right. So, obviously, from the title, this is something we've covered from both these men on our program. This is kind of a staple of our show. We always do an Apex team. So we decided to eliminate the teams we've already taken through time machines, because both of these men have multiple teams we can use for this exercise. And just so people are aware, that is the 2020 Lakers and the 91 Chicago Bulls. MJ's first championship and LeBron's last so far.
And I think we originally had the 2020 Lakers winning.
Obviously, the 91 team is less of a shooting team than even the 93 team we had brought them back against previously. I'm taking, especially because we're playing under these rules, I'm taking Lakers in 7.
I'm going Lakers in 6.
Okay.
My reason, Anthony Davis factor matters so much more, because I think Anthony Davis, I felt like was going to have a harder time in the 90s. And I think he has a really much more easier time. Let's say you have Horace guarding him. He could be pulling Horace out. Anthony Davis has guard skills.
Well, that's the thing. So like I said, we have to pick a team that's not the 2020 Lakers and that's not the 91 Bulls.
Okay, deal.
What I think, and I said this earlier, but I'm going to say it here. I think this is a great opportunity to bring the most casual fans Bulls team possible into this scenario, which is the 95-96 Bulls, arguably the greatest defensive team ever. Michael Jordan reaching back to the peak of his powers. Some would argue you could argue this is the least quality Jordan of all 6 championships. You could make the argument. Some people would say yes, some people would say no.
96 Jordan?
Yeah, because he's still getting back to obviously they're winning a lot of games, but
he wins MVP this year, right?
Yeah, they won 72 games. Of course he's going to win MVP.
No, I know, but I mean, I don't think even without it, he would probably. But it's definitely the most casual fan thing to say, for sure. Because I mean, how could you not 72? Whatever. I
It's constantly brought up.
huh?
It's constantly brought up.
Yeah, in our original debate, it was between 92 and 91.
Yeah,
was our original debate when we were picking the Apex greatest team.
sure. Yeah,
I'm not mad at the 96 team coming out.
yeah.
I like that. Like I feel like because of the names, the defensive era, and plus most likely whatever team we do pick for LeBron James is gonna be similar enough in pace and stuff
Right.
that it's not gonna alter things significantly.
That's true. That's going to be probably the most interesting part of this. No matter what team we pick for LeBron and Jordan, is I think taking away the more, closer to where we're at now, closer to present teams, and going further back in LeBron's career, the pace is obviously we're going to see it go like this, downward. So that'll match up. It'll match up nicely. I don't think it'll be an easy series for either team. Lindsay, what do you think for Jordan's Apex team?
Well, I feel like if we pick like his first three-peat, it'd be kind of like the same shit that we did before. So I wanted to pick the second three-peat because at least it's a different team.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to go with it makes sense to go with the 96 team. Because I feel like by 98, you have like issues of its own. So you either got to go 96 or 97.
That's why going back to what I started with, that's why I think this Jordan is not I think the Last Dance Jordan is less efficient, but I think he has to work so much harder than this 95, 96 Jordan who's got all these defensive guys around him, and he's just got to worry about getting buckets and working back to get his scouting
majority
where he is. Too. Yeah, that too.
It can't be said enough like how much it matters to like not have, if you don't have that second option, the efficiency drops significantly. Like you can see that. Like he drops almost 0.3 percentage points, which still is only like a shot a game maybe, but still like it's still enough to where, and it mattered so much back then because points weren't easy back then. Like he's scoring 30 points off a 90. Like his whole team scoring 90 or something like that.
The Bulls were first in the league, scoring 105 points a game.
Yeah, exactly.
And
shooting 30%, a little bit less than 30% of the team's points. That's significant.
What do you call it? And also another reason why, from a team perspective, this is Rodman, of the 3 seasons Rodman's there, this is Rodman's best year, and he's the most engaged this year. Almost 15 rebounds a game at age 34 years old. Rodman, underrated guy who played later like in his late 30s. He's underrated for a guy who played that late into his career. Because he started, his rookie year was what? He was old when he was a rookie, right? Pretty sure he was like... he was 25 years old as a rookie.
Yeah,
crazy he was able to last that long. But Rodman at his most engaged, Scotty there for 77 games, still giving you decent production, and in the playoffs, little bit of a dip, but enough to still be, the best defense, arguably the best defensive team ever. So I'm good with 96.
Is it really that arguable?
I mean,
what, Detroit, maybe the Pistons.
Yeah, the Celtics of the 60s. That was just for you.
Yeah, let's talk about LeBron.
You started it.
LeBron James.
So the ones we brought up in this situation, going back to LeBron's Apex team selection, was obviously 2020. We mentioned them. The 2013 season, 2012 season, and the 2016 season, I believe.
Yeah. So originally, our debate was between the 2013 and the 2020.
Yeah.
2012, I think, was another one. But it was the only The only issue with the 2012 was Wade was still there, but I think regular season they weren't as great as the 2013. 2013 season obviously is the 27 game win streak.
Yeah.
20, and LeBron James is obviously at his peak offensively and defensively. But the whole thing is you get a Wade that kind of diminishes a little bit in 2013. In 2012, you still get a good Wade where he's still superstar mode. He just takes a step back, allowing LeBron James to, take on that leadership role. So it's just if we were picking in the middle, one of the Heat years, it would obviously be 2012 or 2013 that we'd be debating.
Right.
I don't like the 2015 season. I mean, the 2016 season, because I think Kyrie gets chewed up, like having to deal with the Bulls.
Right.
But also, I think that's also like his weakest championship team, in my opinion. And I don't think that's really that controversial. I think that's probably even though it's his most accomplished.
That second year, not the 15-16 year where they won, but the 16-17 year where they lost, weren't they like really good? Their like offense was like over the top, ridiculously good from a statistical standpoint.
Yeah,
like, look at all these.
They swept through
top five and like everything.
Almost swept through the playoffs. I think they only lost like 1 or 2 games.
I mean, it was a fucking
shit show.
Bed to go through, like a really soft, fluffy bed to get through the fucking Eastern playoffs at that point. But LeBron's at his, especially in the playoffs, LeBron, total savage. 32, 8 and 9. Kyrie, definitely at arguably his peak. Like you could say he's played better since, but I don't know. We might be
steals in a block too with LeBron. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's fucking.
That is Kyrie's peak. Fuck all that. Don't let none of these motherfuckers lie to you. That's Kyrie's peak. He ain't ever getting more than that. Stop.
Lindsay, what do you like?
I like the 12 season because you still have Dwayne Wade being Dwayne Wade. I wasn't going to pick a Cleveland season at all. It was going to be between a Heat season, and I just favor the 12 season because you still have LeBron James being LeBron James, but then you have Dwayne Wade as well, and he's not deteriorating quite.
I can't totally say that right this second, Wade is providing more to the team than Kyrie Irving. It sounds blasphemous, but like definitely when we're just looking at the stat sheet at this, we are getting a Wade that wasn't like, this isn't 2010 Wade. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, for sure. He's definitely.
And it's interesting. Like he obviously took a back seat and he has big performances in this playoffs, correct? Pretty sure he does.
Yes. What's the 2013 Wade playoff?
I'll get to that one next. Yeah, a couple 30-point games. Highest scoring at a 40. This is the 41 against Indy. Really good season. Really good series against the Pacers specifically.
Yeah.
So this Wade, I just don't. I always look at Dwayne Wade at this point of time and I go, man, everyone was so pissed that they were creating this amazing super team. And then like literally they got 1 year where it was actually a super team. Mm-hmm. And then Wade his body just broke down.
Yeah, just gave up on him.
So it's so interesting looking back at it. Like everyone was very upset, but in reality, it wasn't as terrible of a juggernaut as we would see later on.
Yeah, with the Warriors for sure.
With lay dubs. But
what
you wanted to look at Wade's stats
2013.
In 2013.
Regular season playoffs. Well, it's really playoffs that matter the most.
So regular season, but the change is important. Regular season, 69 games, played 21.2 points per game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Not terrible. Not a terrible. That's like Scotty.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Like maybe a couple more rebounds, but that's essentially Scotty. And then here it drops 15 points a game, 4.6 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 1.7 steals. So he's just isn't taking as many. I'm pretty sure he's not taking as many shots, right? No, he's taking 2 less shots, and he's shooting a way worse percentage. He shot 50% for the year in the regular season. He's shooting 46, which is a big drop off.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think that 2013 team is not better than the 2012 team. Just even in terms of like just the competition and stuff too. Like that Spurs team was probably their best or second best team that they beat.
That Spurs team is probably, man. I hate that fucking Warriors team. It always fucks these conversations up because that Spurs team was special, and I would have loved to see that Spurs team go against the Warriors. Even if they got fucked up, it would be interesting to see because I can't say in my heart of hearts that they would be, just absolutely swept.
I mean, honestly, that was the Spurs team is the most legitimate LeBron James championship.
True.
The best legitimate championship he got. How about that one?
Sure, hot shot. Fucking. So we're taking 2012 or 2013. We need a final choice here.
12.
So are you debating 2016? Do you think 2016 is?
Oh, I'm absolutely debating 2016 because of Kyrie, but I can't. Defensively, they're just awful.
Yeah,
it makes it so much harder to say.
And we know they walked through a disgusting way. The East, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
East. Yeah, so like the Eastern Conference, literally everyone knew the Warriors and Cavs, and it was because the Warriors were so good and the Cavs were having a cakewalk. So it was like the teams that the
Cavs faced going into the finals were literally the ingredients in my ass soup. Like
what the fuck?
They were garbage. The Hawks. Fucking.
Oh my god! Like, ingredients in my ass soup.
They were ingredients in my world famous ass soup. Fucking.
Chalk up another phrase of things that you probably would never have heard in your life, and it comes out of Russell's garbage mouth.
Hey, listen, dude. You've been watching this podcast for a year. I'm sure you've heard the phrase "ass soup" once or twice.
Yes, no, I think we'd have to go. The only reason I kind of want 2013 is because of Ray Allen. I feel like
but how much difference does that really make? Like, you still get Shane Battier shooting those
from the 3-point line.
Are they that much better? Talk to me about.
They're shooting 20. It's 22 threes a game versus 15 or 16 threes a game.
So it's really more than Ray Allen. It's Bosh stepping out too.
Yeah,
because that's the noticeable difference here. Bosh starts to step back further.
But Bosh is still shooting.
He's still shooting almost 2 threes a game, shooting 40%, which is big. And this is the playoffs.
Yeah, this is the playoffs.
So he's definitely starting to step it back. This playoff run is when he realizes, oh, I should take that 15-foot jump shot and move it backwards. Yeah, try to hit the corner threes. You also have Norris Cole hitting threes. Battier, I said. Mike Miller.
One of LeBron's best 3-point shooting years, too.
True.
Like he's shooting pretty efficiently.
And for the regular season, he shot over 40%, 27 a game. All right. So we're doing the 2012-13 Heat versus the world famous 95-96 Bulls. So what do you guys think? I'm setting this up for after we talk. But so I want to see what you guys think about all this first. Who you got? How many games and why? I think it's going to come down to either defense wins or shooting wins. It's going to be one or the other. If the Bulls can maintain Miami's ability to shoot from outside the arc, they might be able to keep it a low pace and defeat them in that way. Yeah. If the Bulls can't stop the three, and it was of this 95-96 team, their worst defensive attribute was stopping the 3-point shot for whatever reason. They were like middle of the pack at stopping the three.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we could look up how they did against the 3-point shot?
Yeah, I got it. So
it's funny. We're such generic fans. We picked LeBron's highest win teams, championship teams, and we picked Jordan's highest win championship team.
Yeah, it had to be done. This was the idea. We didn't do this the first time for a reason. It works out better here anyways. So they were 95-96 Bulls. They're 10th 2-pointers, threes. They're 10th at 3-pointers attempted allowed, 3rd 3-pointers a game, and they're allowing 35%, which was good for 6th for the league. But I don't think that would be good against, if you let the Heat shoot 35%, you're going to be in trouble. Like, as a team?
Yeah, what were the Heat shooting?
So, Miami, they're shooting 22 a game and 30, almost 40% as a team, which is fucking,
so they'd be,
that's crazy.
If the Heat, if the Bulls did what they do, they'd be bringing them under their average.
Yeah, but they're shooting more. Like, look, they're holding
not that much more. It's only 7 more shots.
They're holding teams to 15 shots a game. I just don't think. I don't think they would. I think the strategy against this Bulls team would be to get the 3-point shot going. Like that's what I'm predicting. I think in this scenario, because assuming this defense is really that serious, right? In 95-96 for this Bulls team, they're going to need to get that 3-point shot going to make the Bulls come out so they can drive by them. You get what I'm saying? Because there's really no, like, they have Will Perdue, right? Will Perdue's on this team, or is that?
Yeah, but that's not how. So the Heat originally played. They drove to kick out.
Sure.
So they didn't play. They always played inside.
There's like no rim protection.
It's pretty much inside out. Like they never really played outside in. To your point where you're saying that they're gonna try to shoot more. I just think that. So if I had to choose, I'd probably go Bulls in 6. And my reasoning for this is, I think you have a lot of guys who you can rotate on LeBron James, and not have too much of a negative effect. Because like I don't think if you rotated a bunch of guys on LeBron, Wade would kill you, or enough to lose this series. And I think that they don't have enough guys to rotate on Michael Jordan, who is going to be killing you in the series.
But will the other guys kill you? Will they be able to stop the other guys and let Michael Jordan do his? Like, if MJ could score 40 per game in this series, if the other guys don't step up, it's going to be a hard sell. And the Heat were very good at, like, shutting down the others.
Yeah. So, like, I think Scottie Pippen may not get you the 17.
Okay.
Might get you 15, maybe 14.
Okay.
But I think Jordan's going to be able to do enough on his side I really do think Jordan could average 40, especially knowing.
You sound like me.
Yeah, I know. Well, so normally I would say no to this because I really wouldn't think that. I think that he would have to help more defensively. But you have a freaking Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman rotate, 2 of the best defenders in NBA history, rotating on LeBron James.
Sure.
So that means all Jordan has to do is guard and try to stop a depleted Dwayne Wade. If Michael Jordan sees the shooting guard, in his mind it will be this guy's supposed to be a guy that's competing with me all time shooting guard. This is the 3rd greatest shooting guard all time.
Sure.
He's gonna look at Wade and think you are food, and I'm gonna destroy you. And he's going to do whatever he did to Clyde Drexler, but worse because Dwayne Wade is diminished at this point. And if LeBron James has to rotate and try to guard and stop Michael Jordan, that makes it even worse because LeBron James is not going to have the energy to try to score on the other end on a Scottie Pippen and a Dennis Rodman.
But I feel like this is going to come down to very, very little of LeBron and Wade and Jordan and Pippen. I think it's going to come down to more like Steve Kerr versus fucking Mario Chalmers. Like Ray Allen back there going against Tony Kukoc, or not head to head, but like I think it's going to come down. I really believe it's going to come down to more of the others.
Like the bench.
And Bosch. Like I think Bosch against Rodman is going to be a really interesting matchup because I think Rodman should be able to shut Bosch down and stop him from dribbling, but Bosch could shoot right over. And if we're playing in, and that's the other thing, depending on rule set, right? If we're playing in a rule set where you can't really touch anybody, and we're in the 2010s.
Both of these eras aren't that bad in terms of defensive, what you're allowed to do defensively.
Yeah, but hand checking still not allowed in 2012, and
yeah, no, I know that
you can't be under. There's the fouls are the whistle is blown way more for different things in 2012 than it would be in 95, 96. Physicality is a little bit more allowed, let's say. But I just think if the Heat can shoot threes on the Bulls, what they score per game? 105 points a game. I said that earlier.
Yeah.
Best in offensive rating, best in defensive rating for the season. Yeah, 105.2.
How much
Heat
did they score?
And I want to see their place too, because that's important. Heat are at 102 and they're fifth, right?
Yeah.
I gotta get their playoffs. Because for the playoffs,
so that's another thing. Like we talking about like in terms of the Bulls were known for trying to have Jordan score a lot and lock people down, and Heat are pretty much falling right into that same thought process because that's how the Heat were too.
Yeah.
They played a very similar game. I just don't know. The 3-point shooting is not for everyone else. It was always very like for the early 90s Bulls, the 3-point shooting was a huge difference. For this, they're shooting 6 more threes than these Bulls. So 6 more threes shooting, averaging 30, let's say 35%, because that's what the Bulls are allowing. That means they're making maybe two out of those extra 6 threes. That's only 6 points. That's not making up the difference to me. For how much less Wade and LeBron are probably going to be. I don't think LeBron shoots efficiently in this game because
I just think in a 7-game series, the odds of like a Mike Miller hitting 3 threes in a game, or like a Chalmers, or like there's so much more likely for an other to get hot on the Heat than there would be on the Bulls.
So let's go to make it a little bit more fair. If we go to the Heat, how much threes did they make a game in the playoffs? That's more fair in my opinion, because that's showing how they did against in a 7-game series.
So shot 38%, 7 threes a game, 23s taken, which is good for second in the playoffs underneath the emerging Golden State Warriors.
Scroll down a little.
Yeah.
Okay. And then could you do the same thing for the Bulls?
Yeah.
Because this will tell the story.
Do you want to see how much they're allowing or how much they're taking themselves?
Both. Because your worry right now is the 3-point shooting, and I don't think it's as much of a difference.
I think short of the stars, I think the Heat is a more talented basketball team. In my opinion,
they have
way
same
better
amount of threes.
Yeah, they're shooting 30%. Their points are very similar. They're both at about 90 points a game from an offensive perspective.
What's the
allowed, they're either best, they're top of the league in, protecting the 3.
Mm-hmm.
And they're allowing some of the least amount of shooting, allowing 86 points a game.
Yeah, what's the Heat doing?
So the Heat, The Heat, is this allowed? So this
So
is
that's 20. So they're only making a 3.5 more than the Bulls,
right.
and with the same amount of attempts, right? And then we're gonna go now. Let's go to the opponent, and then
So they're allowing just under 7, 19 shots a game, 90 points allowed
35%.
per game.
Wow.
These teams are much more similar than meets the eye, especially when we look through all the numbers. But I just think, the reason
But the Bulls
why
actually defend the three better than the Heat do.
Sure, but I guess my point is the reason why the Heat won the championship here in the first place was, yes, because LeBron played really well, but also, like I said, they got their games from people. I think that's why I think if I was going to pick the Bulls, I'd have to pick them in 7. But I think I would take the Heat in 7, personally.
So why?
Because I genuinely believe that guys like Shane Battier hitting threes, like there could be a game. I just don't see many games from the Bulls, like outside of Kukoc, who we saw a few times in this playoff series. Going back to our legacy breakdown, we saw Kukoc come in and hit a lot of shots for the Bulls here. But outside of Kukoc, Rodman, and Pippen, Steve Kerr,
big shots.
Yeah, but let's see. Okay, so Steve Kerr's highest scoring game this year was 19 points. He shot 9 shots, right? If we go to the playoffs, 14 points, 4 threes to get 14 points. Like, there's just not a lot. Like, if I go to, so let's say fucking Mike Miller. Not even talking about that yet. Let's just say Mike Miller. Times he plays. Right? So, points. 26. 7 threes. 6 of 9 from 3. 21 points in the regular season when we go to playoffs. Fucking guy who doesn't play that much at all. 15 points. 5 of 5 from 3. And he's barely playing. Like, my point is, this guy is like what? Their 11th guy?
Yeah,
this is their 11th man off the bench, maybe?
The guy that plays with Lobo.
So pick somebody.
Battier.
Okay. So Battier's giving you 25 minutes a game, 6.6 points, right? We go here.
I just want to see the playoffs because I think that's what matters the most.
Okay.
Because you have a 7-game series. People are guarding you. The plan is
18 points, 6 of 8 from 3. Like, this is what I'm saying. He hadn't really gone off all series or all playoffs, but these guys can randomly give you games because they have more skill than the guys on the Bulls, especially from a role player
similar thing, and you just wrote him off. He only has two games where he's shot double figures. Same thing Kerr did.
I know, but before that, I showed you another guy who had done more. Like,
so let's go to Tony Kukoc.
We're really gonna sit here and do this for every fucking. This is a real entertaining show. Like, I'm not doing.
Well, I just don't feel like. All right, so what is LeBron James doing against 2 of the greatest defenders ever at his position?
I'm trying to look past that. I don't understand.
No, that matters because that's your consistency and your superstars. When you're going in a playoff series, you need the other guys to win, but you need your superstars to be your superstars. Do you think LeBron James is still going to give you?
I don't think he's going to shoot 50%, but I think he'll be able to get you over 25 points and get a high assist number, 8 or 9, some shit like that. Because I think these guys, you can't come and double them because if you double them, there's shooters all around him. So it's why that team's successful. Huh?
You don't need a double team. You have Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen guarding them. And once they rotate, you're gonna have to deal with.
So you think they're never ever gonna double?
No, you don't need to. That's the thing.
On. That happens every
3. You have 3, arguably 4 elite defenders every single time on the floor. You don't have to. I know, but even if we're looking at,
all right, so even if we're looking at a team like '98, which is built similar, but they're even older, they're throwing double teams. Like, there are double teams that the defense does. Like, it's just part of the game plan. Like, to say that there's absolutely 0 double teaming at any point during the game just doesn't make sense.
There might be, but if you know, all right, scouting report is gonna say you're gonna wait. If I was them, if I was the Miami Heat, I'd say one-on-ones for everything. We rotate with LeBron drives. Make him shoot. Don't let him get his teammates involved. That's very simple and easy, and the Bulls have the personnel to stop them. Now now on the other end, they don't have anybody to stop Michael Jordan. Like Michael Jordan at pretty much like in this second three-peat, this is the best of the best Jordan at this point. What is he averaging during the playoffs?
It's just there. Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Okay.
On 46% shooting.
Okay.
And this was also that Sonics series where, like, he shot extremely inefficient against Gary Payton and those boys. So that's probably why his efficiency is super down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not telling you you're totally wrong for thinking the Bulls would lock him up. I'm just saying the reason why I'm picking Heat in 7 is because, and so this is going to come down to Lindsay, which will be interesting. I just think that the guys surrounding the supporting cast is head and shoulders above the supporting cast.
Just so you know, just so everybody knows, we have 4 Hall of Famers on this Bulls team.
Yeah, I'm saying the supporting cast. That's like saying
no, you got the 3
Hall of Famers on the Warriors, but that's not what I was discussing.
The 3 stars, and then there's
3 Hall of Famers. There's 4 Hall of Famers on the Heat.
No, what
I'm
saying. What I'm saying is their 6th Man of the Year Hall of Famer.
Sure.
They got Steve Kerr. Let's go back to the Bulls. Now I have to really break down who the Bulls.
Yeah, but is Steve Kerr a Hall of Famer for his career?
Thank you.
No, he's not, but he's still gonna hit big shots and big moments.
I guess, but I would still take Ray Allen, who's an actual Hall of Famer, over Steve Kerr, even if Ray Allen's old as fuck.
Yes, I agree. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he don't have some quality background players, but what I'm saying is because of the superstar talent, not giving you superstar talent. What happens in a series is your superstars are going to be your superstars, and then you need the other guys to help you along. My issue here is your superstar can't be your superstar because one of them is partially dead, and then the other one is freaking going to be harassed by 2 of the top 5 defenders of all time. So it's just not fair this was one of the only reasons in my head putting the 2013 Heat against this 96 Bulls is kind of a mismatch because LeBron James is going to be against all these guys, and for LeBron James to have to try to manage a game, I understand LeBron James is a great game manager. He could do all that shit. He probably could get some people involved, but you're not going to be able to stop a guy who's a walking bucket every single time he's coming down the court, especially when he knows that the shooting guard next to him is a guy of high competition for his all-time ranking. So I know Michael Jordan is going to be dicking down Wade like this.
But they have to keep him under 95 points, hypothetically. Like the Bulls have to keep him. It's possible. I'm not disagreeing that it's. I'm not trying to sit here and tell you that it's impossible for that to happen. But they have to. Because if they don't, they can't.
The Heat did the same exact. Like you normally would say that, and it would make sense. But the Heat did the exact. They're identical.
But I don't agree with that. I don't think that's. I know the statistics. I know what you're saying. I'm not trying to say that's not what I mean. What I mean is, I think and I've said this 3 times now. I think the role players have more of an opportunity to give you a helping hand than the role players on this team. Where Jordan, as we said through every single year of Jordan's career, Jordan has to put up that 30 to 40, or that team is not going to win. Like that's just a fact. And I think he can do it? Yeah, sure. But I just don't, it's my opinion. 7 games. I'm not telling you it's a fucking shootout. Or I'm not telling you it's a fucking blowout.
Yeah.
It could totally go the other way.
My ending soliloquy.
Oh, here we go.
Men lie. Women lie. Numbers don't lie.
Lindsay, you have
floor is yours.
Vote. This is huge. This breaks. No. Yeah, this breaks a tie or doesn't break a tie? This breaks a tie, right?
Breaks a tie.
Yep.
So this breaks a tie. This is a massive decision. So have some fucking thought behind this decision.
Okay, so my thoughts go to this. I'm gonna go with the Bulls in 7.
Okay.
And it really hinges on the fact that I don't like this Dwayne Wade at all. And I feel like him not being the Dwayne Wade that we wanted him to be is gonna mess up the Heat team more. And I think they have a lot of people to throw at LeBron in order to slow him down a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't think this is a good matchup for this Miami Heat team because of the age and deficiencies of some of their superstars.
Not bad. So, Bulls take it. That's discussed. I just wanted to pull this up at the end for shits and giggles. I specifically brought this up after everyone said what they had to say, whatever, just for the end, for shit, just to see what happened. One game, made up bullshit computer algorithm giving me a number. But they have Michael absolutely raping face, 36 points, exactly what you said, right? Exactly what you said against Miami. But Miami puts up 106 points, which is not a lot, right? Kukoc did give you good numbers, right? 18 points, 5 of 10. Nobody else fucking scored. This is like this. It's like this was spit right out of my brain.
Yeah, exactly. But look at the other side. LeBron doesn't do well, and then but the
other guys step up. Yeah, it's beautiful. That's hilarious. It's a beautiful thing. This is exactly what I thought was going to happen. I couldn't have made this up.
7 of 13. Wade's shooting 7 of 21. Fuck out of here. Stop playing.
Shits and giggles. Can we fucking just get another? Yeah. So this time Chris Bosh is the winner. We could do this all fucking day, but it is set. It is done. Jordan up 2-1. Cool. I'm happy about it. I could be wrong, but I ain't mad about it. Fucking Jordan up 2-1, going into category 4. Hey guys, if you like what you heard, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. Just type in Apex Greatness on YouTube to see everything we put out this year, from legacy breakdowns to current NBA and NFL content. We have over 150 videos to binge if you're that type of person, or just to listen to in your spare time. We have about 2 to 5 hours of new content every week. Check us out. Later.